With me on the Skyview Sports Zoomcast, I have Coach Casey Lubahn. Also, I have Ashton McCulloch, and then I have Lorenzo Pinelli. You guys have just come off your men's golf season. You made the NCAA regionals, gained a lot of experience there. You always have great news, Casey. It's
Well,
nice to do these because you
uh,
always got some
I
good
appreciate
Spartan
that.
news coming up there. And you guys, you didn't make it to the finals, but let's give us a state of the MSU men's golf program at the end of the 24-25 season.
Well, I appreciate it, Roy. Thanks for having us. We're excited where the program's at. We didn't have our best week in Tallahassee, but for a lot of new guys and quite a good season, I think we're gonna look back on this year as a year of growth and setting us up for a really big 25, 26, and especially with stud players like these two guys.
Yeah, and you have a team. You have a young team, Casey. You have obviously you have Ashton. We're going to talk more about you in just a moment. But you had what? Four, I've counted here: four freshmen, two sophomore, a junior, and two seniors. So you took a underclassmen laden team and to the NCAA regionals. You finished 11th, but I imagine you feel like you got some strong building blocks.
We do, especially where these guys were 6 months ago and in January 5th when we lost a guy here, our senior captain who was going to be an All-American. They are all stepped up and filled his space incredibly well and turned their careers, I think, in a very positive direction. And next year's team will be the deepest and the strongest team we fielded in my 15 years as head coach.
And that's really saying something because some of the Spartans that have went through are some of the who's players of both MSU and Michigan golf for sure in our state for at the college level. Lorenzo, I coming off the sophomore year, you have already starting to win golf tournaments out there. You won one this year. You played very well. I've been looking at your scores, and you are very promising, my friend. What's your biggest takeaway that you've had this year?
Yes, I think the biggest takeaway and what kind of helped me be more consistent and be comfortable out there is just my confidence. And I feel like I was a little bit too perfect on myself and tried to be perfect in every aspect of my game. And I kind of, after 3 semesters of playing pretty bad, I kind of just wanted to have fun and play without pressure. And that helped me a lot. And practicing a lot and working on certain parts of my game helped build confidence and put pressure off of other parts of my game, which
Mhm.
then just gave me a confidence everywhere. So I
Yeah,
think that's the best thing.
so Lorenzo, Casey, and Ashton, you can jump in here. Where are you seeing the biggest growth? Where do you see your biggest growth, Lorenzo? And you guys can chime in. Maybe you can give an extra pepper there. Where do
Go
you
ahead,
feel
Ash.
like where's your biggest growth? Is it in hitting the golf clubs, your mental approach? What is it?
I mean, from the outside, I think watching Zoe come in last year and come in as an amazing, junior golfer and not play as well as he had hoped. Obviously, that's hard. And to watch the way that he's bounced back this year, and matured as a golfer and as a person is pretty cool. And I think that's got to be the biggest leap that Lorenzo has made this year. Looking at it from the outside perspective, for sure.
Yeah. How about you, Coach Lubahn? Anything else you want to add about Lorenzo?
No, he just I think he nailed it on the head there that his good is good enough, and he spent a lot of time chasing maybe something better than that, on not appreciating what made him the player he is. And he got back to being a better competitor. I think sometimes it can be so internal when you're going through struggles. It's all about you and you're trying to achieve or make something better than it is. He got back to competing, right? I mean, the kid had been winning his whole life and had one top 25 in college golf before Colleton River, in a great field and go sleeping with the lead, and he just blew the field away. And that's what he's been doing his whole life. He kind of got back to that. So fun to see, and it's fun to watch young guys who haven't really been in the heat step up and uphold the standard of the program without Ashton there. And he was one of our keys, no doubt.
And with that, Ashton, you had the injury. I don't Was it before the first of the year or right after the first of the year?
It was right after the first of the year, kind of right around January 3rd.
Now, what exactly happened?
It was just a stress fracture on
Oh,
one of the bones in my hand.
okay. Well, what's I that must have been a real bummer, as far as for the second half of this NCAA season. But looks like all along you were kind of gearing yourself up, knowing you couldn't play in the regionals, but you were hoping that this summer you were going to what? Is it a medical red shirt? Is that how that is, Casey?
Yeah, that's how they phrase it. Yeah, he only played in 7 days of competition. If you play in 8 or less, then you're allowed to have another year.
So look at this. You get a bonus year to show what you can do. And uh, this is for any one of you. Your schedule is you don't shy away from anybody. You guys play everyone. So if you're winning golf tournaments and you're competing and you're winning team titles and all that, that's really, I mean, that's really strong. A lot of people, some people play the little children of the dust. You guys are not one of those schools.
These guys come here to play the best, and obviously, as Ashton makes a run at PGA Tour U, and it'll be Lorenzo's turn in a couple years, the best opportunity I can give them is to not only host elite events, but host those elite events so we can play in all the other elite events. Because you look at what Luke Clanton's doing at Florida State,
Yeah.
Ludwig there. There's been these guys now who've gone right from the tour, or right from college to the tour, and that's what these guys want to do. So in order to do that, you gotta take on the world's best, and we certainly continue to do that.
Yeah, I'm going to circle back to that one in just a moment about future competition and that. But Ashton, you got a big surprise recently when you find out you received a sponsor's exemption into the Rocket Classic, and you must be stoked.
Yeah, I'm absolutely fired up. It was something that I didn't expect to see coming. And to get it on, my graduation day was pretty cool. And to know all the hard work that went in behind the scenes to make something like that happen, I can't wait to go out there and play and, represent so many Spartans and play at an awesome golf course as well.
Yeah. Now, as far as for prepping for that, who is going to be on Team McCulloch? I mean, as far as carrying the bag, walking the course, being the sergeant at arms, and all that kind of stuff. Who you got?
I mean, I'm lucky enough to have an amazing support system around me. That's coach and my family and everyone involved. And my teammates, obviously. I don't know who's going to be on the bag, but they're all on, Team McCulloch, just like I'm hopefully on theirs as well. So.
Yeah, well, I'm very excited for you. The one thing I love about the Rocket Classic is I'll be covering that again this year. Not only will Ryan Brem probably be there, right, playing.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure he's already made his commitment, but also they do a great job at the Rocket Classic of making sure that student athletes have opportunities. And to me, that's fantastic. And besides the John Shippen tournament, which is a whole other animal, but the component of having college players come in there and getting a taste, and that must be awesome. And I bet Lorenzo, I bet that's the opportunity you want to get here soon enough, right?
Sure.
Okay, and so and with that, uh, as far as taking a look at this summer after the Rocket Classic, Casey, what do you have in store as far as for the players from now until next college golf season? I know that between conditioning, playing, and that, what are some of the goals that you and the players have for the Spartans this summer?
Well, it's obviously a big summer to build on the momentum that they have now. They are not under our direction or tutelage from now
Oh,
until August 15th or so when we return, but they all understand the expectations, right? I mean, they want to win Michigan Amateurs, they want to win Michigan Opens, they want to play in the Elite Amateur Series. Ash is going to play a couple tour events and the biggest events. It's really very important. This is the biggest time of development for them, right? They don't have the classwork. They don't have all the other demands. They're just honing their craft. Because when we get back here August 15th, we're getting ready for Folds of Honor and a strong fall schedule. They got to be sharp. And to be honest, we haven't done that very well the last 2 summers. So we're going to be keeping a little closer tabs on them just to make sure that they are ready when we get here. And, for Lorenzo, I expect him to go out and contend for a Michigan Amateur title, Michigan Open title, those type of things until he gets into bigger events and Most of the guys are pretty busy. They're about as busy in the summer as they are in the school year. So
Mhm.
it's gonna be fun to watch from afar.
Yeah, and so it looks like obviously you guys are going to be playing in all the top-notch tournaments and honing your skills in that. Casey, you guys, like I said earlier, you guys always play a tough, top-notch tournament schedule, and you are going to start off with the Folds of Honor, which we're going to deal with, I think, later on in the summer. We're going to do a little prep work, to
Sure.
kind of get ready and do some droning and that kind of thing. Um, but that must be what a tournament, what a showcase. I mean, I had B-roll of your team from that tournament that played on the Golf Channel, and you guys were out there front and center, and that was nice seeing a showcase of men's golf.
Well, we appreciate it. These two have had the experience to play in it, and obviously, I've had the experience of starting and watching the impact it has on folks. Now we lost by a shot 2 years ago, and we were in the final couple groups last year, finished fourth. So I think we're itching to also win a title here at home, but more than that, to honor the family members of America's heroes and to tell a better story than just who's winning and losing, who's making an impact in their communities.
Sure. I imagine that the prestige, Casey, of host at Michigan State hosting that tournament, I imagine that other coaches probably envy for the television exposure and the prestige of the cause that you're doing. That has to be the case, isn't it, fellas?
Yeah, I mean it's one of our favorite events of the year to play for sure. Not only just the golf course, but like Coach said, just playing for something, so important. And that's something that's a lot more than the game of golf.
All right. And Coach, of course, we know that you are the one of the brainchilds behind that whole tournament. We talked about that last time, but Lorenzo, I congratulations on winning your tournament this year. I know you got bigger and better things. Coach Lubahn knows that you're going to be in. You're gonna if you play your best, you're going to be probably holding up some hardware out there, right?
Yes, thank you very much for that.
Yeah, and of course, Ashton, we'll look forward to seeing you at the Rocket Classic this year. And what's the other tournament that you're doing besides that one?
I have one right now. It hasn't been disclosed yet. I'm not allowed to
Well, then
let
we
that.
won't go there. We'll
Okay.
find out, and I'll put that in the next column that you do. Coach Lubahn, any final thoughts?
No, I just appreciate the support. It's been a great year, and it's going to be a good summer for Michigan State and Michigan State golf. So thanks for following these guys, and we're going to try and bring you more good news, as you said.
You know what? Everywhere you travel, just good news just seems to fly out from the Michigan State men's program. Thanks for being role models, everybody. Thanks, guys. You guys are top notch. Go green.
Go White.
All right. All right. We'll see you next time. Thanks,
All right.
Casey.
Thanks, Roy. Appreciate you.
You got it.